Hello YouTube members and subscribers, this is KG Kaiju once again. In my last video you may recall that I showed my Odyssey 100, 200, and 300 Pong consoles. Well, now I'm going to start off with the Odyssey 400. Now the Odyssey 400, which is right here, is actually the follow-up to the Odyssey 200. And like the Odyssey 300, it has digital on-screen scoring. Now, there is a change, however, as they go back to the regular three-knob system. As you may recall, the Odyssey 300 took away the horizontal and vertical and incorporated it into the unit. Well, this unit is essentially the same as the 200 with the aforementioned digital on-screen scoring. The center and speed knobs have made a return. This knob right here, or should I say switch, is the player reset switch. This is the game select switch and the power on and off. And as was customary with the Odyssey Pongs, the early ones, you could get into the back with a flathead screwdriver. And just to let you all see, this is the TV game switch box. The TV select was at the bottom, game at the top. All you had to do, once this was hooked to the TV, is switch that switch up and you have access to the game. And of course this is the plug-in. This is where the plug hooks in, right here. Looks rather strange, but nonetheless functional. And of course these white prongs go into the back of one of your old model TVs. Of course, with the advent of plasma and TVs and the like, those game switches are not compatible. Here's the plug, and as you can see, they gave you quite a bit of wire there. So you could probably plug it into the next county and still be able to play the game. You just wouldn't see the TV. But seriously, you can see how small that plug is. And if you'll recall from the other videos, the plugs seem to be different for each unit. And the plugs were not included, by the way. You had to buy them separately. Alright. We'll now go to the Odyssey 500. Of course, this box is not in absolutely terrific condition, but the unit does look okay here, as you can see. Now this unit actually sets itself apart in its introduction of game-specific character sprites. And this is the first unit to do so. And as you can see, knobs, buttons are pretty much all the same as with the 400. And once again, the back with the flathead screw driver could be accessed. Oh, before I put this down, one difference you may notice is that the player 1 and player 2 knobs are now color-coded. I guess they were doing what they could to separate or make the units stand out from one another, but we must all admit that Magnavox was milking this as much as they could. Now, the 300, the 400, and 500 all came out in '76. Well, in '77, they started a new line of Pongs. This was after the Atari 2600 hit the market. I don't have the Odyssey 2000, but here is the Odyssey 3000. Now you'll notice that the unit is a bit smaller. Also, gone is the ability to open the unit up with a flathead screwdriver, but you do have the battery compartment where you don't have to open it up to put the batteries in. Now these controllers aren't detachable, but they do have a long cord. You could pull these away from the console. And there's a variety of switches. In games here, you have practice, smash, hockey, and tennis. Here's this reset button and the serve button. And you've got the on-off switch right here. The auto and manual serve, speed button, professional and amateur, and the angle, professional amateur, and player size, professional amateur. I guess if you're a professional player, you have more muscles. I don't know, I have no idea. Well, anyway, of course, these knobs rotate to send the ball back and forth. And oddly enough, they did decide to change the TV game switch box. Now, it goes from side to side. And of course, the same plug-in. Of course, like I said, that unit came out in 1977. Now, still in 1977, the Magnavox company decided to come out with the Odyssey 4000, and you'll notice once again the unit has attained a bigger size. They did add some games. Now the unit has tennis, hockey, soccer, grid ball, smash, smash practice, basketball, and basketball practice. Looks like to me you could just practice without the second player in regular basketball and whatnot, but I guess they wanted to add that. And here's the plug, a little bit different. Let's look at the actual unit. Now these controllers, as you can see, they are hardwired, but they do have quite a leash, I guess you could say. This is player 1, player 2, and this is the fire button, of course. And here's the fire button for player 2. Alright, here are the switches. You got reset, on and off on the far left. Fast and slow for the ball speed, professional, handicap, and amateur. And then you've got the different switches. You just move this along here. And boy, this is kind of tough to move this. Well, anyway, you just move that along here and you get hockey, soccer, grid ball, practice, basketball, smash and practice, and tennis. And this did have its own sound. You can see, I don't know if you can see this, but there are speakers right here. They're internal. And as you can see on the back, they've given a person the option to open the Odyssey 4000 up with a flathead. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and stop right here